And we are talking skincare here on The Bright Side. We've been talking skincare now for the last few weeks. We'll do it for a little bit longer. Last we spoke, we were talking about dry skin. Human skin is never supposed to be dry, yet dry skin is probably the single most common skincare issue. I don't know anybody that doesn't have dry skin. When I do my presentations, my skincare presentations, I always do a little survey of the audience, see how many folks have dry skin, and invariably, everybody raises their hand. Nothing exemplifies or demonstrates how nutritionally deficient we are, what's wrong with our health, more clearly than the fact that almost everybody has a skin condition that shouldn't occur. Dry skin is not a moisturizer issue. It is a health issue. It is a skin issue. It's an organ issue. And you can do stuff topically to help with your dry skin, but it doesn't involve a moisturizing cream, that's for sure. It involves topical nutrition. If you're going to do something topically to your skin, and you really want to do something effective, use topical nutrients, minimize, reduce, even eliminate the waxes and the oils and the preservatives and the perfumes and the emulsifiers and the surfactants that do nothing for your skin and are only in a product so that somebody can sell it to you. When it comes to topical skincare for dry skin, or it's technically known as serosis, Xerosis. Last program we were talking about the second half of our dynamic duo of skincare ingredients, and that's vitamin C, which along with vitamin A, or the retinoids as they're called, forms what I call the dynamic duo of skincare ingredients. If you're stranded on a desert island, you can only bring 2 ingredients, or if you have an anti-aging skincare program that's your topical skincare program that you're using, it better be featuring vitamin A and vitamin C, or you are truly missing the boat on skincare and anti-aging ingredients. There's so many important roles for vitamin C when it comes to the health of the skin, and really the health of the whole body. It's hard to know where to begin. However, for all the jobs that vitamin C performs in the body, whether we're talking detoxification, whether we're talking sun protection, whether we're talking chelation or protection from heavy metals, whether we're talking stimulating the growth of bone and stimulating the growth of collagen and anti-aging and healing, all of these roles can be summed up in one word, and that is thrival, thriving. Vitamin C is a thriving molecule. Vitamin C is a vitamin of the good times. Vitamin C is largely found in fruits and in produce and somewhat in wild game. So vitamin C's availability throughout history has depended on good times, on summertime, on the sun, on lots of plants and lots of vegetables, on livingness and life. Vitamin C is most abundant in the summertime. It's most abundant when the sun is hottest. It's most abundant when game and produce are plentiful. Vitamin C is a summertime molecule. And understandably, vitamin C is protective against solar radiation that is at its peak in the summer months. Vitamin C is a UV solar protection vitamin. Using vitamin C or having vitamin C in the diet is how our skin is supposed to be protected. This is really important. Our skin is supposed to be protected from the environment, from solar radiation, from ultraviolet radiation from the sun, by what we eat, not by what we slather on. And I'm telling you guys, there's very little skincare ingredients. There's very little in the world of skincare that is more toxic, more poisonous than a sunscreen. And there's lots of things that are in your skincare products that are poisonous, including and especially preservatives, perfumes, etc., surfactants, emulsifiers. These are all toxic materials. If you ate a preservative, you'd be pretty darn sick. You might even die. If you ate a perfume, you probably would get very sick. You'd have to have your stomach pumped. Why would you want to put that on your skin? Likewise, sunscreen. If your dermatologist is telling you to slather a sunscreen, he needs to go to back to Biochemistry 101 and study what a sunscreen is. It is a toxic chemical skull and crossbones. And yes, I know you're putting it on your skin and you're not eating it. And yes, I know it's not the same as eating it when you rub it on your skin. You're not going to have the same toxicity. But nonetheless, do you really want to smear a poison toxic substance on your skin to deactivate the sun? And if you absolutely have to put a sunscreen on, get it off your skin when you don't need it. And don't put it on if you don't need it. There's these eye creams and moisturizing creams and facial creams and wrinkle creams and anti-aging creams that have sunscreens built into them, compelling you, forcing you to rub that stuff on your skin every time you want a moisturizer. I'm telling you guys, there's very little that you could put on your skin in terms of topical skincare that is more toxic than a sunscreen. Now, if you really want sun protection, you'd be way better off using internal nutrition, especially vitamin C. And by the way, using vitamin C topically has wonderful sun protection benefits. It's not like a sunscreen. It doesn't have the same kind of power as a sunscreen. And we'll talk a little bit about sunscreens here coming up next week and how they work and what SPFs really are. But for now, just understand that vitamin C offers tremendous protection from the sun in a non-toxic fashion, the way the divine force intended our skin to be protected, by eating vitamin C, and then also, these days anyway, by putting topical vitamin C on topically as well. Vitamin C offers protection from all kinds of topical assaults. Vitamin C offers protection from pollution in the air, from heavy metals. Vitamin C offers protection from cigarette smoke. In fact, every time you smoke a cigarette, you'd be pretty smart to be using vitamin C internally, gargling with vitamin C. Vitamin C offers protection from chlorine. We talked about how when you wash your face with tap water, you expose it to one of the most pro-aging substances on the planet, one of the most toxic carcinogenic substances on the planet, and that's chlorine. Using topical vitamin C after you wash your face can help deactivate and help protect you from some of the toxicity associated with chlorine in water. And after you swim, after you take a chlorine bath, which is really what's happening when you jump in your typical swimming pool, you'd be really smart to put topical vitamin C on your skin and to take a little bit of supplemental vitamin C as well. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Got more to say about vitamin C and topical skincare. We'll take your phone calls as well. 844-236-6010 is our number.
Hi, John Hubner from Midas Resources. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned assets dwindle away? As government spending is out of hand and the Federal Reserve is creating in excess of $20 billion a week, are you tired of stockbrokers gambling away your hard-earned money? Is this market a setup for a crash greater than 1987? Too many of today's policies resemble those that led to the collapse of 1929. This is John Hubner, and that was me in 2007. And we all know what happened when the subprime credit bubble burst. By March 2009, the dollar lost 50% of its value. The entire U.S. banking system was on the verge of collapsing. Like all financial problems of the past, is history about to repeat itself? Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129, before it's too late to protect yourself. Will the oncoming catastrophe take all private IRAs, 401ks with it? There is a way to protect your hard-earned assets. Call me, John Hubner, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 129.
Many scientific studies have linked inflammation in the human body to several common health challenges suffered by Americans every day.
This idea about essential fatty acids getting turned into inflammatory or non-inflammatory chemicals. If you're dealing with an inflammatory issue like arthritis, and many diseases and many immune conditions have inflammatory components. If you have any inflammatory issues, essential fatty acids are maybe the most important nutritional supplements you could use. If you have fat absorption problems, you're going to want to take your EFAs with digestive enzymes, with fatty meals. It can also help improve your ability to process and absorb these super mega important nutritional compounds, essential fatty acids.
To keep inflammation at a minimum in your body, do what Ben Fuchs does and order Ultimate EFAs and Ultimate EFA Plus from Longevity by calling 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. Or on the web at brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com. Order today.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
30dayfoodsupply.com has a special offer just for GCN listeners. Mention GCN when you order, and we'll send you a free bag of Oregon Trail Foods' new vegan burger, a $9 value, with your order of our 30-day food supply, still only $99. In addition, with every 6-month supply purchased, mention GCN and receive a free Life Straw water filter. Our vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar bags. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184, and remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. This is a limited time offer, so order today. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
Talking some vitamin C and vitamin A. Vitamin C, stupendously important. Along with vitamin A, one of the dynamic duo of skin care ingredients, vitamin A. Vitamin A absorbs into the skin very effectively. Vitamin C, not as much, although topically you can get some vitamin C into the skin, but you want to make sure it's fat-soluble vitamin C. Fat-soluble vitamin C will indeed make it through the surface of the skin. It will indeed even make it into the dermis of the skin, the lower levels of the skin. Of course, that's where your collagen is, and that's where all the fibers are that keep your skin from wrinkling. And you can also get sun protection benefits using topical vitamin C, and sun protection benefits that range not just to the surface of the skin, but also to the lower levels of the skin. Not that vitamin C is a sunscreen. It is not a sunscreen. It does not absorb light. Sunscreens work by absorbing photons or pieces of light from the sun and then deactivating them. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. It deactivates the free radicals, the damaged cells that are produced by the sun. It also has anti-inflammatory benefits. So it doesn't screen the sun as much as it helps heal the skin from sun damage, and it also has anti-inflammatory benefits. If you're using your typical skin care products from a drugstore, department store, even a salon, or off the internet, you're probably going to be using a vitamin C product that is water-soluble. Now, water-soluble material does not make it through the skin surface very effectively. So you want to look for fat-soluble vitamin C. With vitamin A, you don't have that problem because all vitamin A is fat-soluble. Remember that key distinction. We're always talking about water-soluble versus fat-soluble. Things that dissolve in water, hydrophilic, they say, and things that dissolve in fat, lipophilic, they say. Hydrophilic versus lipophilic, water-soluble versus fat-soluble. If you're going to get something to really work on the skin, to get into the lower levels of the skin, it has to have a certain degree of lipophilicity or fat solubility. With vitamin A, that's not a problem, but with vitamin C, which is typically not fat-soluble, typically water-soluble, you're going to have a little bit of an issue. That's why you want to look for fat-soluble vitamin C. Where do you find it? Well, go over to truthtreatments.com and you'll find 4 products that I formulated to feature fat-soluble vitamin C, and some of them in very high concentrations. Truth Serum, for example, is nearly 80% fat-soluble vitamin C. You try to find that anywhere at a department store or at a drugstore. Nearly 80% fat-soluble vitamin C. If you're using typical skincare products, whether you buy them in a salon or internet or department store or doctor's office, you're probably not only going to be getting water-soluble vitamin C, but you're going to be exposing your skin to toxicity in the form of emulsifiers and perfumes and preservatives. If you really want to use those kinds of products, and I certainly don't recommend that you do, you might want to consider giving yourself a dose of topical vitamin C in its fatty form after you put on your emulsifier and perfume and preservative and all the other toxic ingredients that are in your standard skincare products. Put on some Truth Serum. Afterwards, at least you'll protect your skin from some of the toxicity. Like vitamin A, vitamin C is a growth molecule. It's a thrival molecule. It's a molecule of the good times. It's critically important for wound healing. And remember, aging is kind of a type of slow wounding, slow, sustained, chronic, under-the-radar wounding. So if something's going to be healing for the skin, if something's going to protect you from wounds or help heal wounds, heal burns, it's going to be perfect for anti-aging. This is one of the things I discovered when I was working for Blistex many, many years ago, is that if something heals the skin, if something nutritionally heals the skin, if something is food for the skin or nutrients for the skin, it's also going to have wonderful anti-aging benefits. If a nutrient like vitamin C and vitamin A and vitamin E, for that matter, are involved in wound healing. They're also going to have anti-aging properties. When the skin is wounded, the body will direct vitamin C to the damaged skin. It will shunt vitamin C to the damaged skin, assuming there is vitamin C present in the diet or via supplementation. If you don't have vitamin C in the diet, if you're not supplementing with vitamin C, that's not going to happen, but you can bypass these deficiencies by using vitamin C right on top of the skin. If you wound yourself, burn yourself, cut yourself, if you're post-surgery, or even if you're pre-surgery, it would be really smart to put fat-soluble vitamin C right on the wound, right on the cut, right on the area that's going to be cut if you're about to have surgery. You maybe want to wait. You have a burn or something, you maybe want to wait until there's a little bit of tissue on top of the burn before you put the vitamin C on the skin. But the sooner you do, the sooner you get your vitamin C on top of the skin, whether it's in the form of my omega-6 healing cream or Truth Serum or Truth Balm. Check out truthtreatments.com, www.truthtreatments.com. The sooner you put that fat-soluble vitamin C on your skin, the faster you're going to access the body's built-in healing response. If you use bioflavonoids in addition to your vitamin C, or you're eating your bioflavonoids in addition to your vitamin C, you're going to get even more benefits, because bioflavonoids, or some people will just call them flavonoids, make vitamin C more available. And that includes bergamot. We've been talking about bergamot a lot, or we talked about bergamot last week with Dr. Jim Ehrlich. And if you're interested in purchasing my Bergamax product, head over to BrightSideHealthProducts.com. Bergamot flavonoids. Bergamot is loaded with really cool flavonoids. Very unique flavonoids, actually. And like all flavonoids, bergamot flavonoids can make vitamin C more available. If you're interested in wound healing, or you have a burn, or you're post-surgery or pre-surgery, it might not be a bad idea to use my Bergamax. You can get over to Brightside Health Products with vitamin C, with topical vitamin C, with internal vitamin C to enhance the availability of the vitamin C. And it's also why using topical vitamin C has benefits for healing of the skin, because topical vitamin C is going to be anti-aging, topical vitamin C is going to be healing, and topical vitamin C is also going to be helpful for thinning and wrinkles and fine lines. And that's true about all fatty vitamin C. Like vitamin A, vitamin C improves secretions. We said vitamin A is a secretory vitamin, improves secretions for tears, improves secretions in the respiratory tract, and improves skin secretions, and that makes vitamin A a moisturizing vitamin. Well, guess what? Vitamin C does the same thing. Vitamin C is also a secretion-enhancing vitamin. Vitamin C is found mostly in plants and fruits, as we say. Under circumstances of nutritional deficiency, of vitamin C deficiency, muscle, bone, structural components, including skin structural components, will not grow as effectively. Vitamin C in the blood tells the growing system that it's okay to expend precious resource on building tissue. When the brain spots vitamin C in the blood, it perceives the presence of vitamin C as an okay, that it's all right to expend precious resources on making collagen, making bone, making muscle, protecting the skin. Vitamin C is, in addition to being a secretory vitamin and a healing vitamin, is a protection vitamin. So vitamin C in the blood tells the body that it's okay to utilize and expend nutrients for building and for healing and for recovery. The body needs to feel safe and secure if it's going to be wound healing. The body needs to feel safe and secure if it is going to be building, and vitamin C represents safety, and vitamin C represents security. Using a vitamin C supplement and using vitamin C topically tells the body that all is right in the world. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back after this with your phone calls. Don't go away.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Yuvia needed financing to grow her restaurant business, but her bank simply didn't understand.
I was frustrated.
Yuvia found On Deck Business Loans.
On Deck did it for me. I called on Saturday, and I had $50,000 in my account on Monday morning.
How about the terms?
Incredibly easy. It doesn't mess with your cash flow.
On Deck changed everything.
This company, On Deck, is going to be there for me.
Was it a good move?
I'm looking to increase sales probably 30%.
Been in business for at least a year with $100,000 plus in revenue? On Deck can get you $5,000 to $250,000 in as little as one business day. And they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau.
On Deck has opened up so many doors for me now. Truly, the sky is the limit. I'm excited.
Apply now at OnDeckLending.com or call 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430. 800-326-5430.
Loan subject to lender approval.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. On our next program, we'll continue talking about vitamin C. We'll talk about vitamin C for hyperpigmentation and what's called post-inflammatory pigmentation or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, sometimes after you have a wound or after you break out. a pimple, or if you pop a zit, you'll end up with hyperpigmentation, dark spots. Well, using vitamin C topically, applying it right to the wound, can help reduce the severity and the incidence of post-inflammatory, after inflammation, hyperpigmentation, dark spots. Certainly a lot more effective, or at least a lot less toxic than the drug strategies, the hydroquinone strategies that you get from the dermatologist. By the way, vitamin A, retinoic acid, is also anti-hyperpigmentation, thus the importance of using A and C together for dark spots, melasma, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. We'll talk about all that on our next Bright Side episode as we continue discussing skin health, vitamin C, and topical strategies, topical nutritional strategies for having beautiful, healthy, pretty, attractive skin. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number on the Bright Side. Nancy in Tennessee, what's going on?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I've heard you talking about NAC, NAC, and also DMAE.
Okay.
For like liver health and any kind of like spots on the skin.
Yeah.
Can you take those at the same time, or do they?
DMAE and what was the other one you said?
N-acetylcysteine, NAC.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can. DMAE, I was talking about DMAE, dimethylaminoethanol, DMAE, as it regards lipofuscin. Now, lipofuscin is a fancy way of describing the dark spots that appear deeper in the skin. You know, you have two kinds of dark spots on the skin. You have the surface pigmentation. That's technically called melasma, and that's a surface pigmentation that will slough off over time, or you can encourage the sloughing off of, or you can help prevent or protect against using vitamin C and using retinol or vitamin A. But the kind of pigmentation you're talking about, that's deeper. And that really is not so much pigment as much as it is cell debris that is accumulating as we get older and we don't clear out our cell debris as effectively. It's called lipofuscin, Lipofuscin, and the DMAE that you're mentioning, that's involved in helping drain away that pigment, that cell debris or cell soot, some people call it. DMAE helps drain away, helps improve lymphatic drainage of the cell debris or cell soot, lipofuscin. You can tell the difference between lipofuscin and melanin or pigment by, number one, the depth of the pigment. If it's deeper, that's probably lipofuscin. Also, the disorganized nature of lipofuscin. Lipofuscin tends to look almost like geographical, like the map of France or something, whereas melasma tends to be more circular and more structured or more organized. Also, lipofuscin tends to be a little bit lighter than melasma, almost brownish as opposed to black or dark brown, more lighter brown color. Does that help you, Nancy?
And also iodine. A friend of mine was searching your site and thought she saw something on there, or at least a link about making your own iodine.
Lugol solution, making your own Lugol solution. Yeah, you could do that, but Lugol solution is pretty readily available. The best way to get your iodine is with iodoral, and that is a Lugol's-like solution, oral tablet or oral capsule, and that's the easiest way to do it. Lugol solution tastes really, really awful, and most people will stay away from it. With the iodoral, you get the iodine, Lugol's iodine, without having to deal with the taste. That's the way I recommend most folks get their iodine in a supplemental fashion. You can also find generic iodoral if you go on the internet, look up generic iodoral.
And then one more quick question.
Sure.
For leaky gut, is whey protein or whey powder okay with leaky gut?
I could go either way. You're going to have to see how you do. Whey protein is a building protein, so it can actually help build the gut. Whey protein also has factors in it that help support good bacteria in the intestine, so that can have some beneficial effects for you. On the other hand, some people will have a problem with whey protein, especially if they have a history of digestive issues or food intolerances. They may not be able to handle the whey protein, so you're going to have to see how you do. You can always go with the more specialty whey proteins, although I don't really recommend those because they're super heavily processed. But if it's basically going to be the kind of thing where you have to experiment and see how you do.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Good deal. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for calling, Nancy. Okay, let's go to Arizona. Welcome, Guy, to the Bright Side. What's going on, Guy?
How are you, Ben?
Hey, good morning. How can we help you?
Good morning. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having the courage to stand up and tell the truth.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm truly grateful to you, and I recommend your show to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Guy. That is very meaningful to me. I appreciate that. How can we help you?
I have a few issues. I'm pre-diabetic.
Okay.
My biggest issue is my insulin level is 30.
I'm sorry, say that again. Your biggest issue, and I didn't hear that.
My insulin level is 30.
Okay. All right. So you're starting to pump out. You're starting to get a lot of insulin. You want some help with that? Is that what you're calling?
That's it. I also have sleep apnea and very low testosterone.
They're all connected. They're all related. So once we take care of the blood sugar and the insulin, the sleep apnea should improve and your testosterone should improve as well. Okay, so first things first. For the elevated insulin, this is what happens for the listeners. Sounds like you know what's going on, Guy, but for the listeners, as we get older and our body starts to get kind of used to sugar, our insulin levels creep up in order to handle that excess of sugar. So over the course of time, insulin will creep up. Insulin levels will creep up. The problem is that while that's a good thing in the sense that the elevated insulin will help you handle sugar, the problem is insulin's got a lot of negative effects. Number one, it will stimulate, as we said yesterday, it will stimulate the growth of cysts and fibroids, etc. So you can run into problems that way with elevated insulin. Secondly, elevated insulin will increase the growth of cells inside blood vessels and cause blood pressure to go up. And then thirdly, elevated insulin will have a negative effect on your testosterone. And then also, fourthly, elevated insulin will cause you to gain weight. So simply by dropping your insulin, you're going to improve your testosterone, you're going to improve your blood pressure, you'll improve your blood fats, and also you'll also lose weight to boot. So a lot of benefits just by lowering your insulin. How do you do that? The first thing you do is you restrict your intake of fast-burning sugars, and along with that, Guy, you can restrict your intake of calories in general. Fasting and caloric restriction, and then also lowering your intake of breads and pastas, fruit juices, and all the insulin-spiking foods. That's step number one. Always step number one. Caloric restriction, that is eating less food, fasting, and reducing your intake of fast-burning sugars and insulin-spiking foods. That's step number one. Step number two is nutritional supplementation that will strengthen your insulin, make it more potent, so you don't have to pump out as much. So your pancreas isn't secreting as much insulin because it's stronger, because the insulin it is secreting has more potency. This is how the Sweeties works. This is how chromium vanadium works. It potentizes insulin, makes your insulin stronger so your body doesn't have to pump out as much. Your pancreas doesn't have to pump out as much. Get on the Sweeties. You want to do 2 or 3 of those capsules after every meal. Niacin, vitamin B3, has the same kind of effect, insulin potentizing effect. Niacin works hand in hand with chromium vanadium. You'll get your niacin in the Healthy Start Pack. If you want some extra niacin, go get a timed release niacin and do 100 milligrams of it a day. Between the Healthy Start Pack, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Sweeties, and timed release niacin, you're going to go a long way towards potentizing your insulin. Now hang tight because there's a couple more things I want to tell you about: selenium, magnesium, and a couple other things. So don't go away, Guy. And if you're on hold, hang on. We'll get to you when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, Rose Holmberg here. If you know anyone who suffers from any kind of arthritis pain, I have suffered with severe rheumatoid arthritis for over 45 years. That is until this summer, when I was told about 90 for Life and a secret sauce. You too can experience a life free of this pain. I work from home, helping others by sharing with them this information that will give you hope and change your life. Call right now, 763-291-5052. Again, call 763-291-5052.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
30dayfoodsupply.com has a special offer just for GCN listeners. Mention GCN when you order, and we'll send you a free bag of Oregon Trail Foods' new vegan burger, a $9 value, with your order of our 30-day food supply, still only $99. In addition, with every 6-month supply purchased, mention GCN and receive a free Life Straw water filter. Our vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar bags. Oregon Trail Foods, and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184. And remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. This is a limited time offer, so order today. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184.
You're fired. According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time. You're fired. According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%. You're fired. 1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallet, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105. You're fired. Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
Are you suffering from EP? The symptoms include fraudulent charges to your credit card. Your subway card says it's empty, but you bought it yesterday. Someone's been in your hotel room, but the desk clerk says they only show you entering the room. These are signs of EP. Electronic pickpocketing. Payment cards, transit cards, even hotel room keys use a radio chip, so you can just wave your card at the register, the turnstile, or your hotel room door. But what's convenient for you is also convenient for thieves, waving scanners to electronically pickpocket you without even touching you. The good news is there's a cure. ID Stronghold has created leather wallets and clutches that have built-in EP protection. Layers of shielding material cleverly concealed in a beautiful leather wallet that stops the symptoms of EP. Go to idstronghold.com now and get the cure. idstronghold.com. Warning, ID Stronghold wallets could lead to feelings of safety and security, comfort in crowds, and euphoria. If you experience these emotions, immediately inform your friends and family about idstronghold.com so they can feel better too.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Guy in Arizona about testosterone and diabetes. Guy, so reducing your intake of fast-burning foods, fast-burning sugars, and insulin-spiking foods, that's your first step. You know the drill. Breads, pastas, potatoes, rice, fruit juice, desserts, etc. Using nutrients to help stabilize blood sugar and protect or potentize insulin, chromium and vanadium, that's your sweeties, and also zinc. I forgot I said one more thing. Oh, niacin, vitamin B3, and all the B vitamins work together. Vitamin C also has blood sugar stabilizing benefits. Zinc will do double duty for you. Number one, zinc is very important for helping the body process sugar. Zinc deficiencies are also very common, so it's a good idea for you to get on 50 milligrams a day of zinc pick, zinc picolinate, Picolinate. Zinc's also important for testosterone production. Zinc is a male hormone or anabolic or building mineral. We'll talk about zinc next week as it regards the skin. Testosterone, male hormone, is protective against diabetes, which means losing weight or at least losing body fat can be very helpful for you. Why? Well, female hormone is made in body fat, and female hormone will antagonize testosterone. It'll balance out or it'll reduce some of the effects of testosterone. So losing weight, dropping your estrogen will also help potentize insulin. Resistance training can help you, and all the caloric restriction strategies that we talked about earlier before we went to break, that'll help you drop some pounds also. If you do some fasting, that will be in your interest for a couple of reasons. Number one, it'll stabilize your sugar. Number two, it'll help you lose weight. And number three, it'll help you build muscle. Caloric restriction in combination with resistance resistance training is a great muscle building strategy. A couple more miscellaneous nutrients for helping stabilize blood sugar. In addition to magnesium and zinc, selenium is a very important mineral. You might want to try 400 or so micrograms of the ultimate selenium every day. And then vitamin E and alpha lipoic acid are two really interesting nutrients that work hand in hand with selenium and with vitamin C for that matter. 400 milligrams a day of alpha lipoic acid can be helpful for stabilizing your blood sugar. And then 400 IU a day, 400 to 800 IU a day of the mixed tocopherol form of vitamin E. So you got lots of wonderful strategies there, nutritional strategies, lifestyle strategies, dietary strategies, all of which should help you get over your diabetes and potentize your insulin as well, and also have beneficial effects on your male hormones. Is that good, Guy? Help you at all?
That does help me. I do a lot of this. I did have issues with doing cardio. I started out half an hour a day, went built up to an hour.
That's a lot, Guy. Do you need that much?
Well, I'm 70 pounds overweight. So
70? You said 70 pounds?
70 pounds.
Okay, well, aerobic exercise, aerobic exercise is very important. Cardiovascular exercise is super important, treadmills and bikes, but you don't, I'm sorry, Guy, I hung up on you by accident. Hopefully you're listening. But it's overrated. As far as losing weight goes. Yes, you do need to exercise, you do need cardiovascular aerobic exercise for sure. But that's not the end all and be all when it comes to losing weight. It's much more important that you pay attention to the kind of foods that you're eating. Also, if you're under stress, this is one of the hidden causes of weight gain and an inability to lose weight. Cortisol, stress hormone. When the body is under duress, whether it's physiologic duress or whether it's mental or emotional duress, it's not going to let you lose weight. So relaxation techniques and also eliminating anything that's causing degenerative crisis in the body. That's also important for losing weight. And I apologize, Guy, I hung up on you by accident. So hopefully we answered your questions. We took care of your concerns. Thanks for calling, Guy from Arizona, and thanks for your kind words as well. Angel in Ohio, welcome to the bright side. What's up?
Yes, my grandmother, I'm in my mid-60s, and my grandmother used a lot of herbs and things because she didn't have any medication or anything like that. And she told us all that we should wash our faces in our urine. And is that good for topical skin problems?
Well, that's interesting, actually, that you mentioned that. I was going to blog about that next week, so I'm kind of curious that you brought it up. Urine contains something called urea, U-R-E-A. In fact, we get the word urine from the urea content of urine, and as it turns out, urea is actually one of the best moisturizers you could ever use for your skin. How like that? Urea also has anti-aging properties. Now, I don't recommend that you use urine to get your urea, but you know what? Your grandmother was right on.
If you have your vitamins and everything, and you eat properly, then your vitamins would be in your urine. That would help, right?
All of that. You've got anabolic hormones in your urine, building hormones in your urine. You've got your own natural antiseptic and antibiotic.
Why would you recommend that then?
Because it's just sort of distasteful, maybe. That's about it. Other than that, people drink urine. There's a book called Your Own Perfect Medicine, which is all about urine therapy. There's really no health reason why you shouldn't do your own, bathe in urine, wash in urine, drink your urine. It just is a little bit distasteful. That's the only reason I don't recommend it. It's not like I don't recommend it. It's not like I'm saying don't do it. I just don't talk about it. You follow, Angel? I'm not saying I'm not recommending it, like don't do it. I'm saying I just don't really talk about it or address it because it is...
Oh, so there's nothing wrong with it then?
No, nothing at all wrong with it. You know what? I remember seeing a picture of, in National Geographic when I was growing up, of these kids in Africa. I think it was the Maasai tribe that lives in Kenya, and they had their head under this cow's... this cow was urinating on their heads, and these kids were washing their hair in the urine. And probably because of the urea content and some of the other benefits that are, some of the other healthy ingredients that are in urine, including, as you say, antibiotics and anabolic building hormones. But I just don't happen to mention urine. But your point is well taken. Yes, indeed. And I am going to blog about it here next week. Urine is a good source of urea, which is a natural skin moisturizer and anti-aging ingredient. But personally, I would be getting some urea from, you can get it on the internet, urea, and you can put it in water and make your own toners with urea. U-R-E-A. Urea was actually the first chemical that was organically synthesized back in the 1860s. 1930s. It was it was the first chemical that awakened us to the idea that we could create biological compounds in a laboratory, and it really revolutionized organic chemistry. And it was the first molecule that let folks know that there was the pharmaceutical age had dawned on us. And once they figured out how to manufacture urea synthetically, how they figured out how to make it in the laboratory or in a factory setting, it was a short jump into pharmacology and drug and the production and the advent of the drug industry. Okay, thanks, Angel. Appreciate your call. Hope we helped you out. Let's move on to Steve in Virginia. What's going on, Steve? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi, thank you. We had a question about vitamin C, and I was listening to what you were saying as far as topical use, but as far as internally, what's a good form to take? Probably a powder?
Internally, ascorbic acid is just as good as any other form. There's a lot of folks talking about blended vitamin C's with bioflavonoids in it and fruit powders and natural vitamin C. They're all good, but you know what? When the vitamin C, whatever form you're eating it in or getting it in, when it gets through your intestine and goes into your blood and goes into the cells, it is going into the cells as something known as ascorbate, which is basically ascorbic acid. So it's not going into the cells with bioflavonoids or as a fruit and powder or vegetable powder. It's going into the cells. That's where it's doing its work as ascorbic acid, or more appropriately as ascorbate, which is a form of ascorbic acid. So it's plain old ascorbic acid. It's really cheap, and you'll get great benefits. All of the literature that's been done on the clinical benefits and the therapeutic benefits of vitamin C have been done on ascorbic acid or ascorbate. That, in my opinion, that's the best way to get your vitamin C. It's also the cheapest way. So I'd be saving my money if you're thinking about some fancy schmancy internal form of vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is pretty much the way you want to go. Now, topically, that's different. Topically, ascorbic acid is not the best form of vitamin C. You got to go with the fatty form, either ascorbyl palmitate or ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate. The tetraisopalmitate is crazy expensive. That's the kind I use in my Truth Treatment products. It's on the order of $800 a kilo, as opposed to, for ascorbic acid, maybe $20 a kilo. So ascorbyl palmitate and ascorbyl tetraisopalmitate are the forms you want to look for if you're using vitamin C topically. Internally, though, plain old ascorbic acid is just as good, in my opinion, is just as good as any other form. It's the cheapest form. It's the one most of the literature has been, most of the research has been done on in the literature, and it's also the way cells utilize vitamin C. Vitamin C is utilized by cells as ascorbate/ascorbic acid. Does that help you, Steve?
Yes, I did want to ask you about, you see these in the health store, these jars of bottles of acerola, when it says acerola.
Acerola is a natural form of vitamin C, and it's a great form of vitamin C. The problem with acerola is you don't get a lot of vitamin C in the acerola. You do get the cofactors, and so it's not a bad way to get vitamin C. You're just not going to get the big doses that you need, and in my experience, you really do need to get gram doses, and it's hard to get gram doses out of acerola. Thanks for your call, Steve. Appreciate it, and that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue talking skincare and skin health next week. We'll talk about a very important mineral for helping heal the skin. And we're going to talk about a protein that's found in the skin that's associated with eczema and psoriasis and dry skin as well. We'll tell you how you can upregulate or stimulate the production of that protein. If you're interested in checking out my skincare products, it's truthtreatments.com. If you're interested in joining the Brightside Ben team, call the phone team at 866-735-2470. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a wonderful day. We'll talk to y'all later.
Did you know some countries are now banning GMO foods? It's true. That's why for quality storable foods, you need ready-made resources. For over 19 years, we've become the name you can trust for thousands of products, like Numana Healthy Food Storage. All Numana storable foods are non-GMO, non-soy, and gluten-free available. Call 800-627-3809 or click ReadyMadeResources.com. Ready-Made Resources. We don't just sell the products, we live it.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.